Hello, welcome to the Construction Show by Crownsman. We are doing another episode here at CONEXPO in Vegas. We're going to be doing lots of episodes. It's going to be a great time. Today we're featuring Ditch Witch. We've got Jeff Davis. He is the product manager for HDD for Ditch Witch. We're going to be discussing some of their product rollouts, updates to their product lines, and the industry in general. So, Jeff, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you.
Busy show?
It has been very busy for us. It's done very well. We're very pleased.
We can't, our cameras, it's hard to show sort of how, you've got quite a space here, actually.
We do have a very nice square footage area.
Yeah.
You're going to call it that. Yeah, we brought a lot of product. We brought a lot of big product.
Yeah.
So you do got to have ample amount of space to get the big product in, still have room to move around, walk around, talk about the products easily.
At an event like this, is it a bit of everybody coming in? You know, obviously customers and that, but a lot of just curiosity too.
There's a lot of curiosity that comes in, and it's interesting. I guess you take it for granted that you think everybody understands what you build. Yeah. And you have people walk up and go, "What in the world is this? Explain to me. How does this work? I don't even know what this is," you know? So you do have a lot of curiosity coming through the booth. So it's nice though to see that, and people want to know, you know, what's going on, how it works. You explain to them, well, you know, this may provide some type of utility to your house. Right. You know, water, gas, any of that. Like, oh, okay, I get it now. So. Yeah.
It's true. You kind of get it. We get it too, is that you know, you're around camera gear all the time, and, you know, you guys are around all this. You get, it's almost like you create your own little bubble. That's and right. Then an event like this, you kind of go, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Because it's thousands of people here.
There is thousands of people like to cut through and look, you know, big, shiny. Equipment.
I want to talk. Let's jump right into the all-terrain line that you're offering, because, and I want to distinguish quite quickly off the bat the distinction, because you've got I think you've got the biggest all-terrain.
That's correct.
Drill.
That's correct. We do.
And how do you, let's distinguish between sort of the other, like a stationary fixed one as opposed to the all-terrain.
Okay, so in the differences of directional drilling pieces, there are very small HDD lines. There's very large HDD lines. You have dirt drills, which what we'll call just your standard basic HDD line. You know, they drill and perform in dirt. Yeah. You know, they are a single pipe system that steers drills in dirt. Okay. The AT line is a dual pipe system, and dual pipe system is designed to steer and drill and be productive in rock formation. I mean, I guess I'm one of the people outside the bubble of it. That's right. So what is a dual pipe system? A dual pipe system is that we started the all-terrain industry 25 years ago, and with the dual pipe system. So that is a drill pipe inside of another drill pipe, and it is the inner rod. The outer rod on your standard drills does everything for you. It steers your drill. It makes it. It gets it to cutting power. All the abilities you need all happens with the outer pipe and one pipe on a regular HDD drill. But on a dual pipe system, you have two pipes. The inner rod is what is designed that powers the rotary bit on the front of the housing of our specialized rockmaster housing that we developed, manufactured over the last 20 some years. But it specifically turns a rotary bit, gives you the ability to cut a hole at all times when you're drilling, and then the outer pipe will control your steering capabilities, how to make a steering correction. In a horizontal directional drill, you have to be able to steer. You have to be able, because you could be, you're drilling under roadways, riverbeds, embankments, anything like that. You might have to be able to steer down, level off, make a right-hand turn, make a left-hand turn, or steer up. And you got to have those capabilities. If you can't steer, you probably won't complete that job.
Let's talk about our heavy industry tour brought to you by Savannah Equipment, supplying mining equipment worldwide. We are heading to events across North America, Africa, and Australia, and filming episodes on location. Email us at info@crownsman.com to be part of our Crownsman's Heavy Industry World Tour. Fender Dunlop Usflex belts are engineered to withstand the harshest applications, delivering benefits that solve customer problems via superior rip, tear, and impact resistance. Usflex are extremely strong and robust belts that are difficult to destroy, which is important for heavy-duty bulk material handling environments. Made in their very own North American manufacturing facilities, this revolutionary concept in straight warp conveyor belting is up to 3 times more impact resistant versus competitor belting. USFlex users use fewer belts per year, make fewer belt repairs and replacements, reduce or eliminate belt downtime, and improve employee safety. You can visit FenderDunlopAmericas.com to learn more about their premium USFlex conveyor belting. Zeronox is the global leader in electric powertrain solutions, microgrids, and clean technology. They provide a platform for clean energy technology to come to market through powertrain solutions, development partnerships, and electrification kit solutions for conversions, all powered by Zeronox. Their mission is to empower communities through sustainable innovation as they partner with some of the world's leading OEMs to solve challenges across multiple continents with cleaner and higher performing technology. Empowering a clean, innovative, and higher performing future without compromise. Learn more at zeronox.com.
I've noticed I think you've got 4 units here. And they all have that same system in there?
Okay. We do have 4 units here, but no, they do not all have the all-terrain system.
Okay.
Our standard JT drills is what we call a JT. For instance, over here we have a JT24. We have a JT20. Those are standard dirt drills. Okay. Perform very well in soft soils.
And what would they be getting used? What would be the application they'd typically get used for?
They could be used for any of the sewer, water, gas line, telecom. They can do any of that.
Right. Okay.
But it has to be, those are set up in softer soils that they can push steer with.
Right.
Okay. Versus more all-terrain. All-terrain means a vast variety, excuse me, of soils.
So I just want to clarify. So like for the dirt, that would be maybe a construction site where the dirt's already been processed or something like that?
It doesn't have to be processed. It could be virgin soil.
Oh, okay.
That's just dirt, sand, sandy loam, things that they can push steer. That's
right.
the whole key to slant nose technology, having the ability to push steer to make your correction.
Right.
In the rockier formations and solid rock, fractured rock, you can't push steer, so you must have a rotary bit with our rockmaster housing that has a 2-degree bent tailpiece on it, so you can make your steering corrections, be productive, and perform the job and complete it.
So I wanted to go into just sort of customer demand too. When you're talking to new customers or existing companies here, what is sort of what are sort of the key values you're making sure they understand that's in these new drills?
The key values, I mean, technology, there's a lot of technology driven pieces here, but the key value is, you're providing the solution for a customer. He's got needs. He's got ways that he has to perform and he has to put product. My role here is develop a machine to put product underground. That's the whole key to doing this, is all underground. Now, we have a diverse terrain throughout all of, let's just say, North America.
Yeah.
Okay. From the most beautiful, we'll call it potato dirt in Kansas or Nebraska areas, things like that, up to North Dakota, South Dakota, things to the Rocky Mountains, to areas where there's solid rock formations, from sandstone all the way to granite formations.
So is this going through like hard rock?
This is going through very hard rock. It does a very good job drilling into very hard rock. And so our customers come to us, and some of the first things we ask, if we don't know them, is, what product are you doing? What kind of ground conditions are you drilling in? That gives us ability to determine, do they need a JT model, or do they need an all-terrain model? And every job condition virtually has specific soils that we must know what they are.
Right.
And to attack those soils with the correct unit. Last thing we want to do is provide a customer a solution that we didn't really do background on him to understand that he may not have needed an AT drill. He may have really just needed a JT. We don't want to do that to a guy but we want to make darn sure if he needs the needs of an AT, he's going to get an AT in that direction to be productive and get his jobs done to satisfy his needs on that.
This AT120 that we're sitting in front of, this is, we want to circle back to that because it's the biggest in the world. Is that right?
All-terrain. Biggest all-terrain unit in the world.
Can you maybe paint a picture of what a job site, like where this would end up? Where I'm guessing it's not going to be in a little like close municipality. Probably.
Generally, you're not going to put this in a cul-de-sac down there around a lot of houses. No, it's a larger footprinted unit versus our other smaller units, but it's still a small footprint, actually.
Right. Yeah.
That gives you the ability to set up. It can do cross-country bores. It falls into the smaller end of the large pipeline industry. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it can fall into that pipeline industry with our customers that have large drills, $500,000 drills. It can set up and do some of the shots for them, assist them, do pilot shots for them. They can bring their large drill in, shoot down the hole, and this can be a unit that can leapfrog out in front of those larger drills, keep them moving, keep them productive, giving it pilot shots.
That must be just in itself creating a lot of interest.
It creates a lot of interest because we have the ability with a mechanical style housing, a dual pipe system, back to the dual pipe piece of this, a rod inside of the rod. We don't have to run mud motors on this all-terrain drill. The mechanical motor can replace the mud motor. It can be very, very productive. Personally, I'm kind of favored to mechanical, so my thoughts is, it is better than a mud motor. It's a smaller footprint. It's a smaller job site. Mud motors are going to take very large volumes of fluid, to be productive. We don't need that. And with that mud motor system and large volumes of fluids brings along other products that they have to have on the job site in those needs. Can we run other products like a reclamation system? Sure, you can run that all day long with it. Don't have to. There's no way around a mud motor. You have to have pretty much a reclamation system because of the large volumes of fluid. So the setup, the footprint, the job site grows, doubles.
Yeah.
We don't have to have that with this. And that's key to these guys that's going out there. Less people on that job working right there. They could be used elsewhere. So it's a big piece.
Yeah. Does it, for industry adoption, is there, when you come up with something, it's the biggest and the best, there's of course a gap in knowledge because people don't know that it exists in the market. Has it been, or does something like this, because it's quite an established, you're such an established company already, is it pretty quick into the market? People go, oh, now this is available. Now it's just, do we need it?
Again, we've been doing, we developed the all-terrain system 25 years ago. We're leaders in the industry in the AT piece of it, for sure. And on the HDD side, and, we hang our hat on that. Our customers, excuse me, our customers, they know the all-terrain business. They know what they're looking for when you talk AT with these guys. We've got a lot of good background in the business. We've had our bumps and bruises and scrapes, and the knowledge, the man knowledge hours of what the Ditch Witch organization holds in all terrain is huge. We have a lot of knowledge on it, and our customers, they look forward to this kind of stuff, and I believe they really expect us to continue to grow, making the product better and better for them as the industry continues to grow itself. Well,
and there's such just on the infrastructure side, down here in the U.S. you hear, we're into politics in Canada too, but in the U.S. you hear infrastructure is always, a thing on the debate and that, so everybody's sort of pitching a new infrastructure of some kind, but at some point, all comes underneath the ground. There's going to be these units having to take care of it, right?
That's right. That is key to be underground with infrastructure and replacement of already existing underground infrastructure.
Yeah.
There's many disasters that happen around the world, worldwide, from storms, weather, all that, and a lot of your stuff above ground really gets tore out, which puts people without certain things for days on end.
Yeah. I've been to the countries that has happened.
The HDD industry is helping solve a lot of those problems by being underground, and it continues to. It's bad enough that these people have to go through a disaster, but then you pile on top of it with no utilities is even worse. So the HDD business is there to help bring stuff underground. We love all of our lineman guys, and the overhead things that they provide for us is amazing. Never want to take anything away from them, but this is what drives a lot of things to start moving underground for those
and these
those
projects
areas.
Are just going to get big, even in the U.S. in Canada.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
You think, wow, we've done a lot, but you know what? There's still a lot that has to be replaced, redone, and new additions.
Fiber, all of this type of stuff going in.
That's right.
Replumbing.
That's right.
And then that sort of ties in. I just wanted to quickly touch on, actually, I want I'm going to touch on the subsite for a second, but I want to talk a little bit about the engine too here in a moment. So the subsite, we've done an episode on it, unpacking that as well, but I wanted to kind of tie it in with how it works with these machines.
That's correct. Okay.
Yeah. Can you just give me a little snapshot of it?
The subsite piece of it, which is above ground walkover locating.
Yeah.
Walkover tracking is what the subsite does for us. It gives us the ability to track our heads as we move underground, so we know at all times where it's at, what inclination, that's direction that it's pointing, and allows us, again, to set up on one side of a road, one side of a river, in a pasture, whatever it may be, and get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
You have to know where you're going. If you don't, you'll never complete the job where you want to complete it at. So subsite is a very large subsite is very important to us in the industry.
Yeah.
And being a sister company of ours, so we have the opportunity to pretty much live with it and know the product, and it continues to grow itself and get better and better to make easier operations, simpler, faster for our customers.
Well, and it's just coupling so nicely because as you're changing direction, going up and down and whatever you're having to do to get through it, that it's actually feeding that back to the operator.
That corrects. It does feed that back to the operator. So the gentleman or the operator who's in the cab, he knows exactly where that head is at all times while he's drilling. He's got to envision it out there where they're picking it up at. But yes, he knows what to do. He knows what he needs to do. It gives him the ability also to, it's on time information. So he can virtually watch it as he's drilling to know if you're coming up or you're going down or whatever need be.
You changed out these are have an engine in that is ready for the European market too. Can you walk us through that a bit, because it's quite important?
Yeah, it's very important. So one of the key features of making this change on the new drill is we had to get this to a stage 5 European compliant engine. We were at Tier 4 final with the predecessors of the JT-AT 100, but we needed to be able to give the European countries the ability, our European dealers' ability, to have a large rock drill.
Yeah.
They have not had any rock drills, the larger rock drills like this in a few years. So, it's unfortunate for that. So that was a key push for us, is to build a new model. It's got all the new updates on it, and it has all the new technologies on it that we have developed that is stage 5 European compliant. So now our European dealers, who are waiting patiently to get these units over there so they can start selling. We gave them a little look at this and at the Bauma show in Germany, and it was unbelievable, the success and the takeoff that this took over there.
Right.
And we got a handful of handful of customers that are they're
ready. They're ready to go.
They're ready for it. They loved it. Looks beautiful, and it's new technology. And with the change with the stage 5 engine, the more horsepower, we increased the size and the capabilities of this model quite a bit, and they really like the improvements that we've gone to make this model that much better.
Dayquip specializes in the design and manufacturing of attachments for all makes and models of compact excavators, wheel loaders, crawl dozers, and articulated dump trucks. You can choose from any of their engineered attachments, or they can design and build to your specifications. All of their products can be shipped anywhere in North America, hassle-free. If you don't see it, just ask and they will build it. Check out their website, www.dayquip.com, or email them, info@dayquip.com, for sales, quotes, and support. DMH manufactures CNC lathes for seal production, semi-finished materials for seal manufacturing, as well as machine seals. But they are much more than a seal manufacturer. They supply the technology for seal manufacturing in the form of machines, seal software, and tooling technology. Altogether, this allows the simple manufacturing of nearly every seal within the shortest amount of time. The products are also used in a wide range of industries such as mobile hydraulics, mining industry, heavy industry machinery, oil and gas, wind energy, renewable energy, aviation, food and pharmaceutical industry, transportation, and automotive industry. To learn more, you can visit them at dmh.at. Seal technologies of the future, already today. Based in Southern California, Enhanced Scanning has performed thousands of projects on construction sites across the U.S. in an effort to help its customers find the unfindable. Enhanced Scanning combines ground-penetrating radar, laser scanning, and drone inspection services to provide comprehensive deliverables for their customers' fast-paced timelines, all without sacrificing quality or communication. To learn more, you can visit them at enhancedscanning.com or find them on LinkedIn at Enhanced Scanning.
I wanted to, you're a product manager. Like when it comes to the R&D, the design of this, it's something that sort of always amazes me because it's like everything here has to be chosen and put together.
That's correct.
Especially in a whole new design, a whole new role. Were you involved in any of that sort of that R&D, the product development, product rollout, like that whole thing just kind of amazes me.
I am in some pieces of this, as my job is to, see what we're offering at the time and then get out with our customers themselves, get on the job sites, work with our salesmen, hear what the customers are asking for and their needs. And we see that. I've had the opportunity to be at the company almost 29 years.
29 years.
Yeah, I've been on job sites, many job sites, working with our drills. I mean, with the customer, hand and foot, working with drills, knowing what they need and what they want. So I go back and I have an amazing HDD team, engineering team back at the Ditch Witch factory. And the fortunate piece of this, these guys have a lot of knowledge themselves and experience. That's a great thing of our experience and our engineering team. Yeah. And so we go back and we sit down and we start discussing this, and we start telling them to develop what these guys are needing, what I'd like to see us head down this path.
That real world feedback.
That real world feedback. And so they sit there and they start looking at it. And again, as you've walked through the booth and see our drills, you're going to see a lot of commonality looking pieces and parts on the drills.
Yeah, I did notice it, yeah.
Look a lot. Look the same.
Like
feel
controls
the same.
and
That's
all that, yeah.
correct. And so, these guys were trying to have a lot of the look, same features. So they already kind of know the design of what they want. They either scale it down or scale it up.
Right.
We start building this kind of stuff, and then we do go to our test fields and we start working with it and drilling and put many hours on the products, to make sure the performance of them are good and they're going to work out for us. So that is a very, very important piece. And we look at some other things. Like I said, the look, the feel. As you can see behind me, sitting here, the cab. We introduced this cab about 5 years on our JT-AT 40, and it's really gone over very well in the industry. And we see this as a must as we move forward, to have this cab needs to be on our drills as we go forward. Now, another thing, it's not just a shell, it's also called the operator platform inside the cab.
Right, yeah.
And that's a key piece of this also. So on all of our drills, as our new line of HDD Vision line drills come out, from our JT-24, our JT-AT 32, our JT-AT 40, and now the JT-AT 120 as the JT comes out. The operator platform is the same. Operators can they could jump from any one of those 4 drills and have the same controls and be able to go to work that day and not have to have a full day, 2 day, 3 days of training to learn the control.
Well, right there, you talk about skilled labor shortages and all that sort of stuff. That's a huge advantage now.
It is. It is a big deal, very big deal. We're very pleased to be able to offer that now on this larger drill, the 120.
Okay, so I want to stay on the 120, the AT 120 for a moment. Can you walk us through the actual specs of the machine just to give us that real hands-on scope?
So what we've done with the new changes and new design and background is, we wanted to increase the specs of this model, quite a bit over the 100 today, and even some of the DD110 specs to get us up there, more top tier, more competitive in the marketplace, against the competition. So, again, jumping up to a 280 horsepower engine, that engine horsepower has given us the capabilities to increase these specs, which is a big piece of it. So, we've taken this unit to a 20-foot drill stem, which was 15 in the past, which is huge. That gives the operator more time actually drilling than making tool joints. So that was huge. On the thrust and pullback, we've jumped all the way up to 120,000 pounds of thrust and pullback. Is quite a bit over what the 100 and even the 110.
What would that in comparison to 100?
Actually, on the 100, it was at 70,000 pounds of thrust and 100,000 pounds of pull.
And this one is now what?
120,000 pounds of thrust and 120,000 pounds of pull. Huge improvement, which is greatly needed, given the ability, longer jobs, bigger jobs, more pullback. So that was a big deal. Increased our outer rotational torque on the all-terrain to 15,500 foot-pounds of outer torque. That gives that customer the ability to actually in pulling larger rock reamers, bigger reamers, having the torque to complete the job, having the ability to complete it at a productive, efficient time. That's the key to having all that torque. It's very important. The inner torque, we've jumped it up 50% to 3,000 foot-pounds of inner torque to turn that rotary bit out on the front of that housing. Again, more production, complete the job at a more efficient time. It's big key improvements like that that's going to help set you apart. And that's our goal, And then lastly up here, we increased the fluid capacity on this model up to 285 gallon per minute fluid, which is with what this unit will be spec'd out for on jobs. Plenty of fluid on there to complete the jobs at efficient amount of times of what they need. It's very, very, very important to have that capability.
It's amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot there. There's a lot to this, so it's a big deal. Where it's important to us to have that stuff. So.
Okay, Jeff, we've covered a fair bit of ground here on the show today. I hope I didn't miss too much. But I wanted to just wrap up with just simply the business model, the distribution network you had. We've already talked about Europe. Can you kind of paint us that picture before we wrap up the interview?
Yeah, the distribution model the distribution model is very, very important to the ditch witch industry. The greatest thing, one of our founding father, Ed Malzahn, one of his key pieces to this was to have distribution and how important distribution is to us. Yeah. It's very important to us. I mean, we probably couldn't be where we're at today if we did not have distribution in our dealer organization. Right. We have a great dealer organization that does very well, represents Ditch Witch in a very, very, positive way out there, and in a distribution piece of it, it's not just the guys that just go out and sell. I mean, we hold these guys to very, very high standards on what they do, their service and their quality. We expect them to have certain amount of technicians. We expect them to have their facilities to be nice. I mean, that's part of it. And our customers, that they really think about the distribution service, and it's very important to them on how that works. So to us, distribution service is key to being successful in this industry, to be able to have that. And we have a very good distribution service that do us justice.
Are they like when you roll out something like the AT120, is it, they already have a pretty good idea of the industry. So is it a pretty quick onboard for them to be able to turn around and sell that to their 100%. Clients?
For us on the HDD piece of it, yes, 100%. They jump right in there. I mean, they're looking for it. They're looking for that new model, and they know exactly where it's going to go in their field with the customers.
I'm going to wrap up with one sort of last topic. You said about being with the company for 29 years. Yeah. Would this be the biggest change you've seen? Has there over those 29 years? I mean, obviously, companies develop. Is this a big jump for what you see for just product offering?
In the HDD side of it, yes, it is huge, especially because I was in the business, in the industry where we began at with the small drill and the first rock system we ever developed. So it's a huge change.
It's kind of amazing, to watch something just kind of continue to evolve.
It is amazing because I've been with it hand and foot basically from the beginning to now, from testing, working in the test fields with the very first units. Was a part of that, and being on the job sites. That's very important to me, and what I've done in my history is on the job sites, working with the customer themselves. Yeah. Day in and day out, putting product in the ground, getting muddy, and all that good stuff. Good stuff. So it's very important, and this is it's a huge jump for us, and I think everyone from our side is very excited ready for it to hit the market strong, and I think it'll be a very good unit.
Well, and it says something about the company. When I've been talking to everybody on it, there's a sense of pride. Even your PR people, they're just very engaged. It says something about a company, and then seeing this product it's great. So thank you very much, and thank you for letting us be a bit of a part of it.
You're very welcome. Love to talk about our product. Yeah, so it's good.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody, for watching. That's another episode. We've got plenty more coming at you. We'll have lots of links to the product lines that we've been talking about today. We will see you on the next episode of The Construction Show.